Hey everyone, I wanted to make a quick video about a really cool feature in Pokeit called flags. Now, flags are an easy way to focus in on really specific aspects of your data based on a visualization you've already pulled up. There's a lot of really cool things you can do, like using multiple flags at once. You can toggle them on and off really quickly, you can change them around on the fly, and you can even save them for future use. Now let's see what I mean by all that by taking a look at this visualization right here. Big bets 100 versus VPIP. The bubbles that you see here are all different players from my data set. Now you can see up here that this is about 1,000 players, when my full data set would actually be more like 12,000 players. And that's because I have a flag set to only show on this visualization players that have more than 100 hands worth of data. And I can see that by going up here to the toolbar and clicking the flag icon. And there's a flag here that says hands greater than 100. If I were to turn this off, which I'll go ahead and do right now, I'm going to get some new data. And now since I don't have that restriction, I'm going to go from 1,000 players to like 12,500 players. And so now I've got a whole lot more stuff to sort through here. And this isn't really useful to me. Like, I'm not really interested on this graph about a player that has only 3 hands worth of data. It also took a lot longer to build the graph than it would have with just 1,000 players. So, most of the information on this graph isn't that interesting, like this guy with just 2 hands. So the icon in the toolbar is more for toggling these on and off, but you can also do that as well as create them from here in the settings panel. If you go into presentation, you'll see all the different fields in play in terms of building the visualization. And clicking the gear next to one of these fields gives you the toggle to turn on and off the flags for that field. So originally we had it on this hands field, so I'll turn it back on. And now we can see the original data again with just 1,000 players. So let's look at what's happening in this pop-up. First up, you have the toggle on and off, which I just clicked. We also have the behavior of the flag. Right now we have it set to hide and not even show data that doesn't match your flag. But we can also choose to just turn that data a different color than the rest of the data. And then finally you have the threshold for your flag. In this case, players that have greater than or equal to 100 hands. So let's take a look at maybe making a new flag. I'm going to go over to the VPIP field, which is on the x-axis right now. We're going to go into the gear and turn on flags. And I'm going to set it to, let's go ahead and leave it at highlight data. I'm going to maybe choose a nice purpley color. And I'm going to set it to greater than 50% VPIP. So what this has done on the graph is turn certain points into this purpley color that I chose, and kind of grayed out the ones that don't match. And it's all based right around that 50% or more VPIP that I selected over here. What's really cool is that you can build multiple flags at once and kind of stack them together. So right now we have both the flag hiding players with less than 100 hands and showing players with a VPIP greater than 50%. We can even add in another one. Maybe we'll choose a second flag for hands. Now, since we've already got this hands field using a flag, I'm going to add in a second hands field to this visualization. And since I'm not really interested in seeing it on any of the axes or in the tooltip or anything, we already have hands as the radius. I'm going to add it here under the hidden field, where you can add in an arbitrary field and not really express it on the graph. So I've added hands, and I'm going to set up another flag here. I'm going to make this one maybe a kind of blue, nice blue there. And I'm going to set it to people with more than 250 hands. How about that? Now I'm going to click Update Data since I have a new field. Great. And now I've got 2 flags being shown on the visualization. The purple one for VPIP and a blue one for players with more than 250 hands. A cool thing to point out is that we've got two flags going for hands at the same time. One of them is hiding players and one of them is highlighting players. Now I'm going to go turn off the purple flag, just toggle that back off. And you can see that there had been hiding under that purple 3 players that are also associated with the blue flag. So maybe hypothetically those 3 players are interesting to me. I can quickly use these flags to really focus in on them. So I'm going to turn this back on, but set it to hide data that doesn't match. Now instead of seeing all the hands as purple, it reverts to the other flag that we have down here and just the 3 players that I'm interested in here. So this would be players with more than 250 hands and a VPIP above 50%. And it's really cool that just a few seconds ago we were looking at a graph of 1,000 players and a wide variety of VPIPs. And now we have a very specific graph here that's focused, and just 3 players out of those 1,000 are kind of in our sights here. This was kind of a boring example, but if you use your imagination, I'm sure you can come up with some really interesting ways to focus your data like this. And you can use flags on pretty much any visualization that we have. Let's take a look at a different one, like maybe this sessions report here, which is a table. When we go in and add a flag maybe to winnings here, let's say highlight when winnings are greater than 100. There. You'll see that there's a flag icon here in this column now next to any session that matches that criteria. In this case, winnings are greater than $100. And like we were doing on the last visualization, I can just switch this to hide data that doesn't match my criteria. And now I have sessions, only sessions, where it matches that greater than $100 criteria. So that's really cool, I think, that you can take a visualization that you load and kind of quickly turn it into something different through flags that's really specific to certain criteria that you set up through the presentation panel here. I'm really interested to see what other people come up with when using these and flags, and let us know if you have any really cool ideas with it.